and you're watching Finnish Knitting Stories, episode number 99. I can't believe that, can you? I'm coming to you from Finland, from a southern part right by the sea, and today's Friday. Very gloomy, icky, wet day, but the mood is good because we're gonna be talking about knitting. You can find me on Instagram as Knits and on Ravelry as Knits and on Ko-fi and Patreon as Finnish Knitting Stories. Let's begin. How have you been? I hope all is well. Let me know what you're working on. That's always exciting to know. I will definitely tell you what I'm working on and what I've been up to this past week and what's coming next week. But let's go in order. Let's start with what I'm wearing today. Do you recognize this? If you're a long-term viewer, you probably know that this is one of my favorite dresses. I love knit dresses. I have a few. I don't know, maybe 4, maybe 5. Definitely, yeah, not 4 more. 5 or 6 dresses I have knit over the years, and this is like my cozy autumn, spring, winter dress. The pattern is Maire by Veera Välimäki. The pattern can be found in her book Stripes. And mine is scrappy. I have another one that is not scrappy, and this was my second version, which is scrappy. And it's just in all kind of scraps, mostly merino and a bit of woolly sock yarn just to keep the shape, and I love wearing it. And I have funny, crazy granny earrings to go. I love the colors match. So I'm all cozy here in my craft room, and let's go to finished objects. I kind of have 2, but they are like this big. Literally this big, and I need to borrow one from Franny. Let's pull Franny out of her knitting corner. Can you see? She's right there. Very cozy, very comfortable, and now we will disturb her. I posted on my Instagram this week. Oops, sorry, Franny. Not to disturb her order there. That's not new. That's her little granny square blanket. There is Franny, who waved to the viewers. Hi. And Franny has an emotional support chicken. It's not new, by the way. If you've been around, you know this is a tiny chicken. A lot of people knit it when did we do that? Last spring? When did we have a chicken and... No, what did we have? We had frog and pig knit along, but it started by me making a couple of tiny chickens, and then I found frog patterns. Anyway, long story short, this is an actual free pattern. You can find it. I'll link it down below. It's by, I forgot the designer, Moshi, maybe. I'll link everything down below, but it's a free pattern and it's a mini chicken, and it has been here before. It's not a new knit, but what is new? When several of you saw Franny very cozy in her corner, relaxing and knitting and cuddling with the chicken, I got multiple questions. Where is Franny's hot water bottle? And I knitted the same evening. Here it is. Teeny tiny hot water bottle in a lace weight yarn on a 1.5 millimeter knitting needles. Are they even knitting needles? They are like toothpicks. No, thinner than toothpicks. And it was fun. And there is Franny with all her winter essentials. She had a hard week. She's been relaxing since Wednesday, so you know, Monday and Tuesday were rough in the frog world. Okay, there she is with her tiny hot water bottle and her tiny chicken. And Tiny Chicken's name is Tiny Chicken. He does not have a name, and it's a he. Okay, and now we will put her back. I'll put her back in her place. There, she's there with us. Okay. So that tiny hot water bottle was my first finished object. And my second finished object is not much bigger. Because again, I'm under peer pressure constantly. Where is Clucky's scarf? Clucky needs a poncho. Clucky needs a scarf. And okay, I hear you. I knit Clucky a scarf. It did come out a tad too small, but you will probably recognize the pattern. My favorite shawl pattern. It's not not a scarf, a shawl. Do you know what this is? Do you know? It's a teeny tiny Vertices Unite by Stephen West. And Stephen just recently updated the pattern. So if you have that pattern, or you have a book that has that pattern, which the pattern is in West Knits Best Knits, and I have the book, but at the end of the book there is a digital download code. If you go and add to Ravelry, add the book to cart, if you have a physical paper copy, and then enter that code, you will get all the digital patterns as well. It's very cool. Not many designers do that. Stephen does, and I appreciate it a lot, because what it does, it gives you all the updates. If there have been a fixing, like any kind of correction or like update to the pattern, maybe sizes added. Okay, not in the shawls, but in the sweaters. So you get all the updates there on Ravelry. And I did that, and I updated, because I have knit the big version before, but from a book. And I updated, and it gave me this swatch pattern. He obviously had a course or a class or something, and they were doing little swatches, and I thought, oh, that's perfect, like frog or a chicken size. So right now Clocky is wearing it, but I think maybe this will go to Franny, and I will make Clocky something a bit bigger, because she's a big gal. She eats a lot of yarn worms all the time. That's why I'm out of yarn worms constantly in this house, but it's cute. I knit it in scraps. Absolutely scrappy knit. I don't know, it weighs, I think not even 5 grams, this thing. Or maybe 5 grams. Okay, maybe 10. I'm not sure. I have not popped it on a scale, but anyways, all kind of just random happy pastel-y neon-y bits from my scrap bag. And yeah, now Clocky is very, she's ready for spring. Yes, she's definitely ready for spring, but I think she needs a larger shawl. Or maybe the poncho would be a better option, like many of you suggested. So here she is, my emotional support chicken. And yes, Clocky there's a pattern for Clocky. It's called Emotional Support Chicken by the Knitting Tree LA, which is a yarn store. I assume in the LA. Yeah, obviously. Captain Obvious reporting for duty. So, actually, I'm the daughter of Captain Obvious. Inside joke, don't pay attention. But yes, those are all my finished objects this week, because I've been so busy with other things. I haven't had much of knitting time this week, and I have had issues with my thumb. Not knitting related, computer related. I have done a lot of work on the computer, and it's hurting my thumb. I maybe need an ergonomic mouse, or one of those mouse pads with a cushion, you know, with the padded thing. Aging is not fun. Like, seriously, thumb pain from mouse? Yeah. Yes, the struggle is real. Okay, Clocky will go there, and we will talk about whips. Guess what? I have exactly same whips as last week, because I don't have a new cast on. I am planning a new cast on, but not quite yet. Or I don't know, maybe tonight, who knows. But I will show you, the same two that I showed last week. Let's start with Umma Cape. Umma. That one by Egyo Knits, that I'm knitting in this beautiful, beautiful orange Nutiden. And good news is it's starting to look like a garment, because last week when I showed it to you, it was a mess. You couldn't tell what is it. Now you can kind of tell it's a garment. I have separated the sleeves. We're doing something very weird at the moment. It's not the final look. There will be ribbing around, and there, look, here is a flap. I can't pull because it's all on the same needle, and it's a bit short, but there is a flap. I don't know, what can I say about it? I've been knitting on it, and you do need to focus a little bit, because there are some decreases happening and some other things happening. It's not completely mindless knit, but I think I mentioned it last week. But it's mindless enough to be very enjoyable late evening knit when you're already dead tired and your brain just goes yeah, that's how my brain sounds in the evening. It feels soft, mushy, and that I can't even count. But it looks lovely. I haven't tried it on yet, but I think it looks all right. It's now scooshed on a very short needle, but it should. Check. There are the ends. It is quite all right. What I forgot to mention last time, that I used 2 strands for the cast on, just to make it sturdier, because I'm holding knitted and single, which is kind of not ideal, probably for this kind of garment, but it's reality. I didn't have more yarn and I didn't have matching mohair, but anyways. Yes, I forgot to mention last time that I used I hold yarn double for the cast on. You probably can see it is a bit thicker, but it's not flaring out. At least I don't think so. Just to make it more secure. And I'll be working on it. It is slow going because it's just a single strand of yarn and not 2 big needles. I'm using much smaller needles than the pattern suggested because I just couldn't get gauge. And even now, I don't have a gauge. I'm off by 2 stitches probably. Oh well, that's my usual story, you know. Am I ever on gauge? I don't think so. But that's all right. I'm a loose knitter, by the way. And yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next one. The next one that lives in my fox bag made out of linen by my friend. Hi, Taya. Haven't seen you in a while, by the way. If you're watching, come visit me. Okay. Polesden Scarf, wrap, however you want to call it. I'm knitting like on the scarf version. There is both the wrap and the scarf. I think just the size varies, probably. The pattern is by Amy Loudon. I'm using yarn by Maximo Yarn, Australian yarn dyer. It was a gift from my friend Annie. It's a half advent, so I had 12 minis, and I'll show you where I am. Last week I was on this section. Oh, that's... I saw pooling. There is some pooling, but I don't care. It looks nice. It still looks nice. There. Much better. Oh my god. It looks so bad on the screen, this bit. But in real life, it doesn't jump out at you that badly. And same thing is happening with this, because, you know, the sections are a certain length and then you go back and forward and then they overlay. But it's fine. Like, come on. It's gonna be around my neck. I finished this color and now I'm on the next color, and I will actually soon be done with this, and then I'm not sure what color was next. Probably this one. I have 1, 2... I have only 4 left. Really? Really? I thought I had more, but okay. It is actually pretty long scarf already, and I don't need it like much longer than 4 of these. So we're almost on the finishing line. Almost. This close. But yes, I hope I haven't lost any. No. Here I am, working on it very intensively. No, as much as I can. It is lace, but it's a good mindless lace. It's nothing that you need to count too much, and you can easily read the pattern. And I actually have not looked at the chart since I started the project, because I could memorize this lace very easily. Didn't have problems with that. Okay. And then another whip that I have, but I can't lift it and show it to you. I will insert the footage. I have a bit of a spinning whip. Yes, last weekend I found time for spinning. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take half an hour and spin as much as I can. And I did just that. Sophie was here with me, hanging on a chair, there, and she was enjoying the process. And I started spinning up my Lake House Mood Fiber Advent that I was showing you during Vlogmas. And I think I'm on day I don't know, 5 or 6. And what I'm doing, I have 2 wheels. If you don't know, I have 2 wheels. I have a ladybug and I have an older, like very basic Louet wheel with a big bobbin. The bonus of that, why I didn't get rid of it, it has a ridiculously big bobbin. Actually not, very nice size for plying. So I'm spinning on a ladybug. I'm like using 2 wheels basically concurrently. I'm first spinning like the singles on the ladybug, then I'm taking it off, and then I'm plying straight away on the Louet and all the yarn in a line on one bobbin, and I'm plying it with itself. So I make a center pull ball, and then I ply, and then I just join next color. I'm not... Yes, 2 ply. So that way I will have 1 giant skein, or as much as I can fit on that bobbin. Probably not all of it. Or maybe, I don't know. But we will see. That way I can just knit without interruptions and without joining yarns. First I thought I would just make minis, but then I thought, why not to put them all on 1 bobbin? Makes sense, right? Because I am planning to use... It was a fade. It was a fade from different sheep breeds, and I'm planning to use it in that particular order. And what I really want to knit with it is Quarry in Poncho by Amy Palco. But I need to make yarn first. If I would have made minis, I could start already, but I didn't make minis. I'm making 1 giant skein, and I won't have enough yarn, but at least then the top part will be in the advent. I actually don't know how much yarn does it eat, but I would assume more than I will make. And then on the bottom, I will just continue with some other yarn, right? Say yes. Tell me it's gonna work out, right? It is. It's gonna work out. Okay. What section do we take next? Let's do word of the day. Let's do a spinning word of the day. Just came to my mind. I actually didn't prepare a word of the day, but we just talked about spinning, and it's kind of, yeah, fiber arts, you know. So let's do the word spinning as of spinning up fiber, like spinning, yarn spinning. So the word for spinning in Finnish is kehraus. Kehraus, yes, with that A with 2 dots. And in what language I'm talking about? Hello! My own language. And in Latvian, don't pay attention. Long week. It's been a long week. It's Friday now. And in Latvian, that would be verpšana. Verpšana with a long verpšana. Kehraus, verpšana. And sh. As with a little check on top is sh. That was the word of the day. I'm so excited that you're enjoying this segment. I'm a bit of a language nerd. I just started learning Swedish 40 days ago on Duolingo. Not sponsored. I'm using the free version. And I'm on a 40-day streak. Today was my 40-day mark of starting to learning Swedish. I can only say basic things, but you know, I'm at that interesting point where you start picking out words out of the long line of gibberish. Like, oh, I know, I can hear the word. That's familiar word. And yeah. So I just decided in January that why not? I have been planning for years that I will start learning Swedish, and now I did. I don't know how efficient it is. A class probably would have been better, but I checked what we have locally. The time schedules were not working with our schedule. It's not just up to me. So I'm just doing it on my phone. Actually, I think it's all right. It's all right. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. So I don't need to be a master of Swedish. I just would be nice to know how to say hi, bye, and can I have a cup of coffee? All the essential things. And yarn. Yarny things are important. Oh, maybe I could start watching Swedish podcasts. Not quite yet. Maybe like in a year. There are a lot of lovely podcasts that are only in Swedish, and I'm like, I wanna know what's happening there. Yes, of course, I can watch and pick out some words, but the bigger meaning is lost on me, and I'm practicing. I'm trying to improve myself. Okay, well-loved knits is next. Actually, well-loved knits will be a well-loved crochet. because I was thinking, what could I show to you? And I decided to show you a crochet project. It's 1 year old. I think I finished it about a year ago. Yes. It's this granny stripe blanket that took me 4 years to finish because I was very inexperienced and I started it on 2mm hook. I know, crazy. It's a fingering weight. And this thing is in use every single day, except those couple of days when it was in the wash. And most of it is made with commercial sock yarn. It's a giant blanket. It's a giant heavy blanket. And yes, 2mm hook. Crazy, right? And there are some hand-dyed yarns as well. And I just wanted to show you. You will have to excuse the dog hair. I wanted to show you how well it has held up for the fact that it's in a constant use. I don't know, is it because it's quite tight or is it because of the yarn choice? They are mostly commercial sock yarns, except for one little booger. I'll try to find it. I'll show you how that has peeled. One yarn was probably not a sock yarn, but look at the surface. Look how good. Can you hear me from behind the blanket? Look how good it has held up. There is barely any peeling on it. Actually, in some places, not at all. Some yarns are better than the others. Except, look at this stripe. It's all peeled. Can you see? Can you see that like a dirty minty stripe? I have no idea what yarn that is. It was some kind of leftover, and it's peeling like mad. There's one little stripe that peels like mad. Okay, there is another one, also green. So, turns out green yarns peel. No, they don't, but yes. So this thing. And we have several blankets on the sofa because we're all hanging there in the evening. And this is a big one. This is like a sharing blanket. I was showing you half of it. It's actually double. Double the length. It's very long. You can fit 2 people comfortably under it on both ends. So I love it, and it has held up very well. And I don't know. It's a lovely blanket. It was worth of crocheting it on 2mm needles for 4 years, and it's fully scrappy. And I love those. It's like a mindless scrappy blanket that whatever goes, that I was putting anything goes in it. Anything fingering weight longer than 10 centimeters is in this blanket. Sometimes I only got like 2 clusters out of the yarn bit, and that was all right. Because we don't like waste around here. I use even the tiniest scraps, which is great in a crochet because you can just crochet over the ends. You don't need to be bothered with weaving them in. That's what I usually do. I just crochet over them. Okay, what else? Do we have anything else? I wanted to talk about, before knit and chat, I wanted to talk about my knitting plans. Well, I have one quite solid plan. Still some convincing needs to be done. And then one crazy, my creative plan. Let's talk about that one first. Anyways, I wanna start another dress because everybody has been knitting dresses again. And of course, I would need a spring dress. And I'm not gonna go into too much details, but I need to do a swatch. And it's gonna be a bit fluffy, and it's going to be in a neutral color, but in an interesting yarn. And if it works out, I will show it to you next time. I might cast it on tonight because I'm itching and I have an idea, and I'm going to use a free sweater pattern and turn it into a dress. I just really hope it works out. I just got this vision again when almost falling asleep. Best ideas come in bed. And I was like, do I need to get up and write it down, or will I remember? And I was like, yeah, I'll remember. And then in the morning, I woke up and I couldn't remember which pattern I had in my head. And I had to go through my Ravelry. Anyways, we will talk about it when it's cast on. And then another thing that is on my mind and that I want to do, I want to knit a sweater for my husband. Because he has a birthday at the end of next month. He has a birthday in March, and I would like to knit him a sweater. But he's fussy about his sweaters. Like, they need to be in Letlopi and Star Wars themed. Basically, he just wants the same sweater over and over again. And I don't want to do that. I would like to knit him a single mold by Maxim's here. And I might even have yarn for it. And it's a lovely pattern, and I really want to knit it. I think I even have bought the pattern when Max was having a sale. And I just need to show it to him and ask if he's gonna wear it. It's a plain sweater with a texture. It doesn't have Star Wars on it, and I'm not gonna knit it in Letlopi because spring is coming. Letlopi is gonna be too warm soon, and it's actually single mold is Aaron's sweater, isn't it? But if I knit thinner, I won't manage by the end of next month, will I? Darn. Anyways, if he agrees to wear something else but Star Wars, I do have one sweater that I have started many years ago, but with a Star Wars theme, by the way, and in a thinner yarn, but it has some major fit issues. If I could figure out how to do a sweater surgery or something like that, because I don't know. Will it still fit on him? He used to be a bit smaller when I cast it on. It's been years. It's been years. If you have watched my old whip episodes, like whip parades, you know what I'm talking about. So I need to... Yes, I want to give him a sweater for birthday. If you have any other sweater ideas, let me know. Let me know. I'm taking sweater suggestions. Maybe not too plain. Maybe something a bit more interesting with the texture or some small color work. If they are Star Wars themed, you get bonus points. But not in Letlopi. Not in Letlopi. Okay, that's there. What? I'm looking around. What could I knit on? A shawl, but then I can't look at you. This is not. Should we just chat? I've been so overwhelmed. Let's just chat. And I think I'm in a bad place on the orange one. Okay. Empty hands syndrome. Get comfy. Knit and chat. Let's go. So, weather? I'm not British, but we have to talk about the weather. Icky. I have nothing else to tell. Windy, wet, it's plus outside, everything is melting, and no. Electricity is dirt cheap at the moment, which is big plus. Big plus. Solve the heating issue in the house. And yeah. But weather is icky. So, what else? Midterm. Today is the last day of school for the kids. They are on holiday next week. So I'm not really sure if I will be able to record a regular episode next Friday. Because my husband is working and I will be home with the kids, entertaining Sophia mostly. So I'm not sure. If I'm not there with a regular episode, you know why. Don't get worried. Like, don't be worried. I'll be back then next one week after. I might record something else quickly, but we will see. We will see how it goes, but it might not happen. A lot of you noticed were excited about the little bird video. And some of you asked, is the bird sick or is something wrong with the bird? Like, we don't know. We assume it's maybe just an elderly bird. That's why he or she looks so funny. And it was very cold when that footage was filmed. It was like a bit fluffy, but the bird is back every day. Same bird. He or she is... The bird is fine. The bird is eating. The bird is hanging out with other birds and sitting on a feeder and then sitting in a bush and in a tree. So the bird is alive. And I hope not sick, but behaving just like all the other birds. I was thinking, yeah, maybe it's an older bird. You know, life has been rough. What else? I don't know what else. Life has just been life. I have a very sore thumb that limits my knitting, and it also limits my knitting speed because I've been doing a lot of work on my computer this week, and I've been working on my webpage. If you don't know, I have a yarn shop and an online store, and we've been into this weird transitional point Long story short, I never talk about my work, but this is like an anything chat. So I will just tell you what I've been working on. I've been working on the web store, on the English version of the web store. And guess what? It's done. It's live. So just this one time, I'll leave a link down below to my store. If you see something weird, please let me know, because I was translating part of it. My husband, we ran an auto translate, but it was gibberish, and it wasn't an organized gibberish, because our original store is in Finnish, and then I tried to translate it back to English, and it was translating needles as sticks and stitch markers as loops and rings and circles and whatever else, and and yarn as string, and I don't know why. And it wasn't the same mistake all the time. So there were variations, so you couldn't even like fix it in bulk. So we needed to go through everything manually, and I hope we didn't miss anything, but if you see something silly, please let me know. Like that, what if something needs to be fixed, I will greatly appreciate it. So the web page is now in English as well, and we have set up shipping for quite a bunch of countries. The EU shipping is on. Yeah, the Baltic states have been on for a while already. Thank you everyone who made orders, and we will be adding, I think, Canada and the United States next. And if your country is not on the list and you would like it to be on the list, please let me know, because we need to figure out the shipping cost for that exact country. Yes, shipping costs from Finland are a killer, I have to tell you, but we have worked out quite reasonable deal with one of the shipping companies that didn't treat us as dirt. All the other ones did, like, oh, you're too small, go away, we're not interested. Or like, we will give you ridiculous offer that you cannot accept. Yeah, like, we will give you an offer, but like, not really. It's not gonna be a good one. So, yes. And I don't know, I've been just doing that and going through some kind of, I'm at a weird stage in my life. I'm not sure, is it spring in the air? Is it some kind of midlife crisis? But I feel like I need a change. I feel like I'm just running. And where am I going? I have no idea. Why am I doing this? I have no idea. Just, yeah. I think a lot of us feel the same way. And I've been making little changes both in my work life and in home life, and still like looking for better balance. I know there is no such a thing as perfect balance, but like better balance, the one that doesn't drive you quite like completely to insanity. Yes, so I'm at some kind of transitional point over here, and I'm simplifying, I'm cutting things out of my life, and yeah, time wasters and not enjoyable things. Can't completely, but you know. Yes, so here we are. Was that Einstein who said that definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different result? I think that's what I've been doing for quite a while now, and I think it's time for a change. The good news that my husband is somewhere at the same stage in his life. He's a bit older than me. So we can't even have like mid I want to say middle age, yeah, what am I trying to say? Middle age crisis? Yeah, midlife crisis? Middle age. I imagine something from Middle Ages. Don't pay attention. My mind, my brain is going into weird places and painting weird pictures. We have a group of people that love to dress into middle-aged clothes and and walk around the town. Okay, I'm on a tangent here. Well, don't pay attention. Attention. Oh geez, attention. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with words and my thoughts because my brain keeps painting funny pictures about everything at the moment. So yeah, we're both kind of, I was saying we're both kind of in the same place where we feel like we need to change and we need to simplify and optimize and do things like that just to keep going. Not to break down and maybe take better care of ourselves. That's always hard. I wasn't raised that way. In my family, people did not take care of themselves, like at all. It was just like work, 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 dead. That was a trend in my family, and it's not a good thing. No, so yeah, just some thoughts. Maybe it's spring in the air, and we all need a big clean. And I don't mean like just cleaning out the house. I mean the head needs a cleanup, right? All the negative thoughts. The world is such a scary place at the moment that you can't fill your head with with rotten porridge, can you? No, you need to be very careful what you let in and take in, and woof. Yes. And this is a happy place. And we talk about happy things like yarn, knitting, emotional support, chickens, happy frogs, and sometimes life as well. And my life is at this point right now. And yeah. Oh, I also have a new Instagram for my yarns. For Kit to Yarns, there's nothing much in there and it has no followers. So if you'd like to know about my yarn process, it's a place, it will be a bit different place. Like I won't try to sell you anything there. I will just be telling about inspiration behind my colors and a bit more about the process and why I'm doing this and how I'm doing this and generally, yeah, more about like colorful life and things like that. It's actually just Get to Yarns on Instagram. So that's my new space, my new creative outlet, because yeah, one of the big changes at work that I want to do, like why I started the yarn store, not actually a yarn store. I started dyeing yarn first. I didn't have a yarn store. And then I was basically peer pressured into opening a yarn store because I was just looking for a bigger dye space for myself, and I found one and I moved there, and there was a front room that under peer pressure I turned into a yarn store. That was 5 years ago, and now I know better. I know better. And yeah. So how it played out for me, I don't have time to dye yarn. Like I can maybe dedicate 5% of my working time to actually dyeing yarn, and I want to change that. Because it's ridiculous. It's the thing I enjoy, and when you just do all the other things, you don't have time for the creative bit. And that's what has been upsetting me. I just realized it. Like I was sitting one day and thinking when I'm the happiest, and turns out I'm the happiest when I'm preparing, for example, for a big yarn event, when I'm just dyeing a lot of yarn like almost every day. And then after that, I need to take a break because I need to deal with all the other boring things that come with owning a yarn store. And I'm trying to reorganize things. I'm sorry, I'm on a very long tangent, but that's what's been in my mind. That's what I've been doing this past week. Yeah, I'm having a massive clear out sale and I want to give a place clean lick of paint, maybe some new shelves, and just a new look for spring. And just a happier place for me and my fellow local knitters. And yeah, so stuff like that. You know, it's hard to be me. I overthink, I overplan, I've been trying to strangle the inner perfectionist for many years because it's hard when you're just think that it could be better. It always could be better, but come on. Sometimes good enough is good enough. And I'm in the process of learning that. I've been for several years already that, come on. There are no perfect things in life, and we should be realistic and accepting, and no. Yes, Clucky. I feel instantly calmer and better when she's in my lap. She's so huggable. She's so huggable, and yes, She is truly an emotional support chicken. If you don't have one, you need one. I can tell you, you need one. It's such a great stress relief. She's perfect size. She's perfect squish, and she has the cutest beak. Okay, I don't think I have anything else except I'm mentally preparing for the kids' holiday. They will be at home whole week. I don't know, will they go to visit grandma for a day or two? We have not discussed that yet. I'm not sure, but I was thinking I will take at least half week off to be with the kids, because I usually still work on their holidays, and then we just juggle with my husband. But he's working this time, so I was thinking, would it be a big crime to take a bit time off and just be with the kids? It looks like the weather is gonna be iffy, so we can't do. Maybe we can do something outside. I don't know. I haven't actually checked the next week's forecast, but it's supposed to get warmer. My husband told me it's gonna get warmer. But not warm enough that we could like clean the yard. There is still a lot of snow. I'll take some footage. It's still all white, but it's wet and white. But yeah, we can do many other fun things at home. Bruno got an awesome Lego set from grandparents for his birthday, because he turned 10 in January, and grandma and grandpa gave him, my husband's parents gave him an awesome big Lego set, and we've been working on that. It has like 20 something bags in it, and I think we're on bag number 5 or 6. It's taking forever, but it's fun. I'm usually there hanging around with him and helping whenever he needs, because the set is 18 plus. Like it's a big set, but he's 10. He's just fine. He can do it. I don't know. Probably nothing else. Tell me to go get coffee. I need a cup of coffee. I still have some paperwork to do today. Some paperwork to do today, but yes. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'm wishing you a very nice weekend, and as always, take care, stay warm or cool, knit a lot, and we will see you next time. Yes, Clucky? Clucky says yes.